Hey everybody, what's up? Colby from Sanitarium Productions is back. Today we're taking a look at something just a little bit different, not too far off, but slightly different. I've not done a whole lot of just single individual figure reviews or unboxings or anything like that. But today what I have for you is the 50th anniversary G.I. Joe Eagle's Edge box set. There are 3 figures that come with this. You've got Leatherneck, Destro, and General Hawk. So I thought what we do, since I've not done one of these before, we'll take these out, take a look at the individual figures, and then just do a quick review of them. But as part of the 50th anniversary line, I really like this. It looks pretty cool. I've actually got plans for 2 of the 3 figures out of this for an upcoming project that I can't disclose right now, but you may see it later somewhere down the road. But yeah, so here it is, the Eagle's Edge box set. So stick around and we'll take a look and see what's in this thing. So here we have the Eagle's Edge 50th anniversary box set of the G.I. Joe. It includes Leatherneck, Destro, and General Hawk. File cards on the back for each of the 3 figures. A little bit of description here, which is kind of cool. It says, General Clayton, Hawk, Abernathy, and Leatherneck have tracked down Destro and are ready to capture this long-time troublemaker. They have a 2-to-1 advantage, but Destro is a smart and ruthless adversary, so the 2 G.I. Joe heroes will have to stay alert and think fast to win this battle. Cool. The packaging, typical for the 50th anniversary. It's really nice. I kind of like it. It's got kind of a distressed snake eyes back here. Kind of black matte kind of thing going on. A couple of the vehicles up here in the corner, which is kind of cool. Down here also. This particular package is a little beat up, which is one of the reasons I'm opening this thing up, is because I need the figures, but I don't need to keep this one in pristine condition or anything like that. So we've got a piece of tape here and a piece of tape here. So like we normally do, nice little X-Acto knife. Just slice along the edges. Get rid of the old packaging. Here are the stands that came with it. Then the little backer board. Kind of a nice blue explosion-y thing going on there, which is now just trash. And here we have just the 3 figures themselves. So what we'll do is we'll take each of these in turn and just do a close-up on all of them and just do a quick review for you. So we've got the camera a little bit closer here, and you can see the figures themselves. General Hawk, Destro, Leatherneck. These are all really cool sculpts, and they look really nice. They seem to be getting a whole lot better with their sculpts from, the original 25th anniversary line. Just looking at them overall, there's a lot of detail work you can notice in these now compared to the older ones. I'm a little bit concerned that they're starting to get a little bit bigger than some of the originals. For instance, I've got one of the Beachhead figure here that's made a couple of appearances here. And Leatherneck is starting to look a little bit large in comparison here. That's okay because, Leatherneck is supposed to be a little bit bigger anyways, but I'm just curious as to how well this is going to look in comparison later on. But they all still look really awesome, so which one are we going to start with? Eeny, miny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, miny, miny, mo. We'll start with Destro. Got some of these elastic bands kind of holding normally cut them, but didn't have to for this one. So. And his accessories, we're going to assume that they're all to the left here. So we'll get this big case out with him. And it looks like he's got this assault rifle thing, a little stocky thing, and a clip. Scope. These things are flying everywhere. And this strap. Where did the... Here is the scope. And the stock that jumped out on us. So, looking at just the figure itself, the articulation is pretty much what you would expect from this particular line. As in full articulation everywhere, so shoulder joints, 360 there, elbow joints, and also rotates 360 at the elbow. Wrist joints, no back and forth motion on the wrist itself, but it does swivel, so that's fine. Same thing for the other side. It's got a nice Cobra insignia right here on the shoulder, and a kind of a gray gold color, which is pretty nice. Its head, well, it would go 360 degrees, but the collar kind of catches it a little bit. But the collar is a new sculpt, it looks like, and it looks really nice. He's got waist articulation, leg articulation, double jointed knee, and articulation at the foot. So, pretty cool. And this particular Destro is kind of clad in his traditional color schemes, and is pretty much the Destro that we would expect to see out of this. It's got a nice sculpted belt going across his shoulder. Got some kind of communication device right there. Buckles, pouch on his leg, grenades on one arm, rocket launcher on the other arm, and his little dog tags that he's also known for. So that figure looks pretty good. Let's take a look at the accessories here. Here we have this nice little case that is specifically made to hold all these armaments. So we've got the gun itself that fits in here. Scope can go in here. This doohickey and this thing and that thing. So you can put all his stuff in a nice little briefcase, nice attaché case, or however you want to call it. And then it closes up just like that, and he can carry it around with him because he is an arms dealer, so he needs to be able to get out and run around without being weighed down by people accosting him on the side of the street saying, "Hey, you've got a gun in your hand." But now that that's said, let's get in here and take a look at the actual weapon itself. See if we can put it together. I'm just going to just dump all the pieces out here so we can take a good close look. The rifle itself has a bipod on it that folds down. It's got a slot in the back for the stock to mount to, and it just snaps into place like that. We have this cool little clip that doesn't look like it attaches anywhere, but that's fine. It also has the scope that mounts to the very top. There's also just a little opening there, and that just fits in just like that. And now he's got kind of a sniper rifle looking thing. The extra clips are nice, but there's nowhere for them to go. There is a little slot right there, I see. But I don't know what that would attach to on the gun itself. There's not any extra places for it, so we'll just put it back into the case. And it looks like there's a spot right here on the case that has that little peg for that just to slip straight into. So, and then this little piece here, I have no idea what it is. It's got two little peg holes on it. I'm going to assume this would be like just a strap. So if he was going to strap it to his shoulder. But it fits right in here on these two little peg spots. But if you're like me and you have big hands, this might be kind of hard for you to figure out, as it is with me. And I can't get it to go in there. They are tiny, tiny, tiny little pegs. I got one of them. And there we go, the other one. So, for kids that might be fine, but I have a feeling they would probably have some issues with that as well. But it does work. And it folds apart pretty easily, so it also fits in his hand relatively easily. He can hold it pretty well, except like that, the stock fell off of it. But that's fine, I'm sure it was supposed to do that. We'll put that back in the case. But yeah, overall it's a pretty nice gun. I like that it has all these compartments in here to store everything. The tripod I'm just going to leave on there. And it just sticks in place. Actually, I'm going to take the tripod off, because it probably fits a lot better without the tripod on there. It does. Then the case just folds up like that, and it's ready to go. So there's Destro. Next up we have the Hulk figure. And like with Destro, got these elastic bands holding him in, but they actually come off very easily in comparison to a lot of the other ones we've seen in the past. And so Hulk, he comes with this cool little fold-up computer case. That is hard to get out, at least for me. And it's got a little piece of tape over top of it. We'll look at that in a minute. He also comes with this assault rifle. Come here. Pop. Assault rifle, little mini submachine gun. And it looks like his other accessories are taped in here. So he has a small pistol and this cool little walkie-talkie radio. So here's Hulk and all of his accessories. So let's take a look at the accessories first. He's got this hard briefcase. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here for y'all. So his little briefcase thing here. And I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife to cut this tape off because I'm a little impatient when it comes to these things and don't want to find the seam. So, tape. And inside of this case it is a little bitty computer terminal. The fold-up display that I just broke. It just snaps back in place though. There's little hinge joints for it, and it does fold up. And then the other side of this case has another submachine gun, and it just pops out something like this. There we go. And a cool little submachine gun here. Not quite the same as this one, but a similar model. But this one won't fit in the briefcase, so keep that in mind. And it just fits back into the briefcase, and the briefcase just closes up. It's got these little peg joints to hold it together, and they just snap close like that. And that's his briefcase. And as we said before, he's got this submachine gun pistol, a regular pistol, this cool little walkie-talkie thing, and this assault rifle. So that's the accessories, and here's the figure itself. And zoom back out just a hair. There we go. And take a look at the figure. Articulation wise, he's the same as what Destro came as, so I'm not going to bother going through all of that. But let's just take a look at him himself and see what we got here. So he's got this cool little vest on, tactical vest. It's got a removable backpack. It just goes in there with the regular peg that all of them come in with. It's got a canteen on it, some other doohickeys, grenades and such in there, so that's kind of cool. Very nice sculpted tactical vest. He's got his regular pistol that he is almost always seen carrying, but it does fit kind of oddly on top of the tactical vest, but it's there regardless, so that's kind of cool. His helmet has removable goggles. That's very nice. And the helmet itself comes off as well. He's also got another holster for his little pistol. So let's just find that little pistol and stick it in there. His sidearm. Doesn't fit in there very well. Or I'm doing something wrong one. Anyways, he's got a holster. Got some nice sculpted armor on his legs. And nice little knee pads here. Very good sculpting on the boots themselves. Some shoulder pads that are armored. And very cool, yeah. Make a note that his little radio walkie-talkie thing has a peg on the back of it, and there's a hole right here on the top of his shoulder for that just to clip in place. So he's got his radio with him. Put his helmet back on. Put his cool little tactical goggles back on there. Arm him with his pistol. Submachine gun pistol. And his assault rifle. Give him his backpack back. And he's ready to go command in the field. So yeah, overall, it's a nice figure. Very nice sculpt on it. The sidearm pistol doesn't fit very well in the holster, but you know, not that big a deal. And the little briefcase that comes with him is very cool also. A nice little touch with the little computer into it. So yeah, there is Hawk. The goggles slip off pretty easily though, but it's kind of to be expected with this kind of sized figure. That and the fact that my hands are really big and not made for that small stuff. So, thumbs up for the Hawk figure. Just a little side note here. After a little bit of finagling, I was able to get Hawk's pistol in his holster, and it worked pretty good. You just gotta get kind of the right angle to attack that thing. It kind of has to go in kind of crooked like, and then it fits in there just fine, and it stays in place. So, just figured I'd mention that real quick. Last but certainly not least, we have Leatherneck. Let's see if we can get him out here without much trouble. He also has these crazy elastic bands holding him in. But you get one of them free and the rest of them should come off pretty easily. His accessories, he has this huge assault cannon rifle. And they just broke. Very cool pistol or ammo belt. A knife and a sidearm. And he also has his traditional assault rifle. Get this elasticy thing off here and take a look at the figure itself. The figure itself, it looks really cool. It's got a lot of detail work on this figure. We've had a couple of different versions of this particular figure come out. As far as the Leatherneck figure, had one that came with the AWE vehicle, I think from the Assault on Cobra Island, way back like 2008 or something like that. But this one is a completely new sculpt. It has a lot of detail work, a lot of little wrinkly things in the clothing. He has a removable knife there in his on his vest, a couple of grenades, his traditional USMC hat, some ammo pouches on his side, place for his pistol, place for his other knife to go, this really cool armor plating on his knee pads, cool looking boots, and yeah, overall this is a very nice looking figure. His arms are a little bit veiny, as you can see. I don't know if they did that on purpose or if that was just, well, I'm sure they did it on purpose, but it seems a little bit out of place to me. It almost looks like his arms are kind of gnarled. But it's overall very cool looking. He looks a little bit rougher than he has in the past, so I'm not used to that. But it's a very cool looking figure. So let's just see here. So here's his other knife. How well does it fit? If I could hold on to it, I would tell you. Sorry about that. Once you actually can hold on to it, it fits into his leg holster very nicely. Snug. His sidearm here fits into the holster very nicely. A lot nicer than Hawk's did. He has his traditional weapon that he is very well known for. And then we've got this big cannon here that generally you see with like roadblock. And it's a very cool gun here. The ammo belt feeds into here. It won't go all the way through because there is a little bit of a catch right here on the back side of it, but you can put it in on either side, though I think it's just meant for this one side. It won't actually go on the other side. Nope, doesn't fit that way. So it only fits one way. But that's okay. It pretty much looks like it needs to mount to like the helicopter. So I'm actually curious to see if that would actually mount to the Eagle Hawk. The new version of the Tomahawk chopper. Because it very much looks like the same peg hole that kind of goes with it. But anyways, he can carry that weapon. Well, if it didn't quit breaking on me, he can carry that weapon pretty easily. I'm sure y'all that have more patience than me can probably get that to work a lot better, but this gun just seems a little flimsy to me. That's too bad. But it does snap back together pretty easily, so you know, no big deal there. But realistically, this is the one that I've always known him to have, so that's probably the gun he's going to end up carrying around most of the time for me. So yeah, so there is Leatherneck. I really like the figure itself. The regular gun that comes with it is great. This large gun, while it is very intimidating and very cool looking, doesn't quite hold up as well as the smaller gun, but it does work really well. Do a close-up real quick so y'all can kind of see this. How close can we get in here? Can get that close. So you can kind of see his arms here, all the veins popping out on it. Again, it's a little off-putting, but may take a little getting used to, but it's kind of cool. I like it. Very nice detail work on this figure all the way around. The pistol holster works great, unlike the one on Hawk. And it's got a new head sculpt. And it looks very cool, so 2 thumbs up on this particular figure. So here are all 3 of the figures together, and they all work very well together paired with one another. The accessory bag that came with this is just their figure stands. There's 3 of them in here, 1 for each figure. Like the other 50th anniversary, they are using this nice gold highlight color for them. We've got 1 for General Hawk, 1 for Leatherneck, and the Cobra symbol for Destro. So they're all very cool. So yeah, overall, I really like this set. And just for some comparison, again, here is our go-to beachhead figure that we use in most of our other comparison reviews. As you can tell, side by side, he is extremely small in comparison with Leatherneck. But he's about the same size when it comes to General Hawk here. And even Destro is kind of very much towering over him. So I'm just kind of wondering if they've not kind of doubled the scale a little bit. They're getting out of the 4-inch territory and into more of the 4.5-inch territory. But they still work very well. They'll still fit in with all the vehicles. They look really nice. If you can pick this thing up, it's going to be pretty awesome for you. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And there you have the Eagle's Edge box set. Pretty much it is what it is. It's got 3 figures with it, all of which have excellent sculpts. One of which we've seen before, the Hawk figure, came out in the Pursuit of Cobra line, I believe. The Destro, I think, is completely new. If it's not, then I hadn't seen it before. The Leatherneck figure, though, is completely new from the ground up, and it's pretty awesome. Some of the accessories in all of these are a little hit and miss, but overall it's a very good set. So if you have an opportunity, go ahead and pick it up. I think you'll find it's well worth the value. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I don't really do a whole lot of these single figure reviews, so you know, if you have some suggestions for me, I'd love to hear them down in the comments section for whatever you think worked well this time or didn't work well. I know it was kind of a little bit of a travesty, but we'll get better next time. So just let me know what we can do to improve on things, and it'd be awesome. Subscribe to our channel, check out some of our older videos, as well as look for some of our new videos coming out soon. Until next time, Yo Joe.